Thank you, thank you. Okay, everyone, just bear with me. Some tech issues that we just sorting through. Um, so hello, everyone, and welcome to City Year New York's opening day. My name is D. Lee Brown, and I have the pleasure of being your MC this evening. So a little bit about me since we'll be spending time with each other. And the most important thing to know about me in relation to what we aim to accomplish this year is my relationship or the impact a mentor like everyone on this call had on my life. So I sit here now as a first generation college graduate, but grew up with a point of reference that entertainment, sports, something of that nature was my route to success. And if that wasn't the outcome, success would be attained by having a high school diploma or getting a decent job and a nice car. And nothing is wrong with any of those things. But the one thing I identify as a problem is the glass ceiling I didn't know existed. In high school, I failed all but one of my classes and was at risk of being put out of my high school. Later that year, I met a guy named Casey through a tutoring program the assistant principal referred me to. It's a program much like City Year. And Casey was the first Black male I ever met that went to college. And those short months of him tutoring me was one of the most transformative experiences in my life. It literally broke the glass ceiling I didn't know existed. I sit here today never having the opportunity to tell Casey about the impact that he had in my life, but he did. And that may be the case for many of you on this call today. But I do want you to take away from that a message. And that message is that the impact you will make may be unknown today, but the effort, time, and energy will always be felt in present time. So, about today, or more about why we're here. City Year New York was founded in 2003. And in the history of this site, we've never seen a year like this one. You as core members are facing a level of uncertainty that no core before you has ever gone up against, and challenges that are new and complex. With the COVID-19 crisis, continuing police brutality disproportionately affecting Black and Brown communities, fires and other natural disasters raging across the nation, this has been a painful year for many. So please, let's take a moment of silence to reflect on those who are suffering and for those who deserve justice. Thank you. I will say, after spending pre-service training with all of you, we're encouraged by how up to the challenge you are. You've each expressed how important this year of service will be for you, for the teachers you're partnered with, and of course for your students. We know that things will be different this year, but many things remain the same no matter what. We will still be here for our students who come from communities that are historically and systematically under-resourced and face profiling because of the color of their skin. We will also still aim to learn and grow and maintain a mutual respect for those we serve. To start things off, let's take a look at one core member's experience that many of you may relate to as you begin your journey with City Year New York AmeriCorps members.
Growing up, I did pretty well. I got good grades. But when I got to college, I realized that I was really far behind. Thinking about it now, let's say if I have this role model who looks like me and I can relate to in the classroom, I think that would have been a big help for me. So I want to be there so I can help those students get to where they need to be. My name is Byron Flores, and I'm serving at MS-202 in the South Bronx. What made me want to serve in the neighborhood I grew up was the culture. Serving in the Bronx, I can relate more to the students, and the students can relate more to me. CYNY came up, they were doing a recruiting event at my school. I checked it out, and I like the fact that they're there from the time that the kids come in to the time that they leave. And I really wanted to work with kids in a place where I take charge. Teachers have 30 kids, and there's only one of them. But when you're in there, you get to address the kids who are not engaged, have their head down, and you get to come up with creative ways to engage them in the lesson. It's challenging, but at the same time, it's rewarding. One of my favorite students is Gideon. He came from Africa, and he has a lot of trouble with English. He feels kind of left out, and often he shuts down when he can't do the English work. So I've been working with Gideon since day one. Gideon is the type of kid who has a lot of enthusiasm, and he brings joy to the whole team. Like, just seeing Gideon smile, it brightens up everyone's day. He comes to school before us. Gideon is here in front of the school waiting for me, and we'll sit outside and do the homework. I'm more like a role model now, someone who's there outside of the school setting, someone who he can talk to. Gideon has gained an immense amount of confidence. He tries his hardest to get his ideas out. He went from not being able to write a sentence to be able to write whole paragraphs on his own. Owning your leadership skills while being in City Year and actually getting to see how your leadership skills affect other people can give you confidence. And that confidence carries on into your job, your relationships, it carries on into everything you do in life. I realized through City Year that changing one student, it makes a difference. I feel like if I weren't there, Gideon would still be the kid in the back of the class with his head down and not getting the attention that he deserves. Just by instilling confidence in him to be able to even try English, I feel like I made a difference in him. The red jacket is powerful, and I've realized it by just walking down the street. People respect you. People know who you are. People know what you do. When they see someone who's actually gone out and seen the world, they notice that someone from the South Bronx has a fair chance.
I saw a comment where someone noted that they love the story, and I have to say the same. It is beautiful and gives me joy. I had the opportunity to work alongside Byron as an impact manager. So to hear his experience as a core member just gives me that joy. Um, your year may not look quite like Byron's did, but you can expect to walk away with new experiences and hopefully make a positive impact on those around you. Our students gain a lot by us being there for them, but we gain just as much from growing alongside them. Now, we may ask ourselves, why are we here today? And why did we make the choice to serve for an entire year of our lives? To tell us why they choose to serve this year, please welcome current core members, Quinnell Redden and David Latore. Quinnell, if you're with us.
Everyone, sorry. Good evening, everyone. I serve because I want to be a resource to students and fellow core members. I want to be someone who believes in them and helps them to achieve their goals no matter what. Above all, I have learned to serve because it is my purpose. What I thought was just a way to fill my gap year turned out to be something greater than myself. I have an immense amount of faith in the students that we serve. Although I know I may not always see the impact immediately, I know that it is there. I serve because I believe in the students and their ability to be great. I believe in the values of City Year, those I serve with, and our ability to provide high quality service. I also serve because of my faith in humanity and the belief that we will one day achieve a just and equitable world. Or, at the very least, I want to spend my life helping to obtain that goal. My name is Quinnell Redden. I'm 23 years old from Brooklyn, New York, and I proudly serve as an AmeriCorps member at PS 112 in Astoria, Queens.
Growing up in my home country of Chile, I didn't feel truly supported when I was in school. I served because I want my students to feel supported in the ways I could have benefited from. My mother was not around because of work, and my sister was worried about her college career. When I came back from school, I had to take care of myself. I didn't feel motivated to do homework, not because I didn't like Spanish or math, but because I didn't have an adult in my life to make sure I stayed on track. Like any 7-year-old, the only thing I wanted to do was to go outside and play with my friends, and that's what I did. I don't blame my mother or sister for my experience. Rather, it was the system my family and I were caught up in. It is the system that many global citizens are trapped in. That's why through my journey at City Year, I'll make sure that my students feel supported at any given minute. I also serve because I know what it feels to be an English second language learner. I came to the US 10 years ago without knowing a word for English. In high school, whenever my teacher called me to read out loud, my classmate would make fun of me because of my accent. To make sure I got my work done, I would stay up until 3 in the morning just to finish my biology homework with an English-Spanish dictionary. I know that the community I'll be working in has a high population of Spanish native speakers and the first generation immigrants just like me. I want to make sure that students who grew up in a similar situation to mine have a voice I wasn't given. The experience drives me to help those not English speaking parents who are trying their best to help their children with remote learning. With that being said, I understand the social inequality going on both in the US and worldwide. Therefore, I want to take action and serve. My name is David Latour. I'm 22 years old from Santiago, Chile, and I proudly serve as an AmeriCorps at Isaac Newton Middle School in the Lighthouse Zone in East Harlem.
A lot of love that is being shared to you both. So thank you. Words like amazing, incredible, proud. So thank you all, beautiful. Thank you both for sharing your stories. As this year goes on, you'll learn more about each other and about your backgrounds and passions. Reach out, build connections, support each other. This is how we'll survive and thrive this year. I'd like to take a moment to introduce someone who is invested in your growth as a core and as individuals. Please welcome City Year New York's Managing Director of Impact, Amanda Napolitano.
Good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Amanda Napolitano. My pronouns are the she series, and I get to be the Managing Director of Impact for City Year New York. As I begin my 15th year with the organization, I've been reflecting on how much City Year has grown over that time and how proud I am to be a part of that evolution. At the very heart of our work, seeking growth, whether it be within our students or within ourselves, is pivotal to the impact we have each year. And I'm so grateful you all have decided to join this journey. We have a huge responsibility this year. So much has changed in our country from this time last year. While the work has always been important, now more than ever, it's critical that we come together as a site to join our communities in providing our students with the learning and support they deserve. This year may not be exactly what you envisioned when you applied for this role, but it is our hope that you feel motivated and inspired by our mission and values to continue our work toward providing a more equitable environment for our students to grow and learn in. To our over 200 core members, you may remember that at the end of pre-service training, I mentioned the importance of building relationships over the course of this year. I would like to emphasize how essential this will be as we continue to navigate what it means to do our work both in person and remotely. It's a privilege to be a part of so many people's lives. Those of our teammates, students, partner teachers, school communities, and focusing on building relationships will honor that responsibility we have. Each city year is different from the last, and although this year may present some new challenges, it's clear just from the past few weeks, you all have the resilience, flexibility, and open mind to collectively make a true impact. Thank you for your service, and remember that you have the support of so many individuals over the next 10 months. I'd like to now introduce our impact directors who lead our 4 zones named after a few of our organizational founding stories: the Water Zone, the Cathedral Building Zone, the Bridge Builder Zone, and the Lighthouse Zone, as they share a bit about their commitment and dedication to the work. Please welcome Caitlin Larson.
Hey everyone, as Amanda said, my name is Caitlin Larson. I use the She series and I'm the impact director for the Lighthouse Zone. We'd like to each share a quote with you that resonates with us personally as leaders, and we hope it does with you too. My quote comes from the Lighthouse founding story, which my zone is named after. To be effective in social change, we must practice selflessness, to seek not so much to be right as to be effective, and to develop humility, not only as an admired character trait, but as a skill. As a cisgendered white woman in a director level position, I hold a lot of privilege. And it's crucial for me that I remember these words in my day-to-day work and action. As we embark on a year that's exponentially impacted by continued racial injustice, a global pandemic that disproportionately affects Black and Brown communities like those we serve here in New York City, and recognizing these lessons and ideas are more important than ever. To develop deep humility through listening and checking my own perspectives and privilege in working with our communities and in leading our AmeriCorps members is really the only way for me to be effective in driving for the changes I truly believe are needed in our organization, in our society, and in our world.
Thank you, Caitlin. So hi again, everyone. You already know, but my name is Lee Brown. I go by the he, him, his pronouns, and I am the impact director for the Bridge Builder Zone. A quote that I want to share with you all this evening was a quote that a principal at PS 158 shared with me at the beginning of my city year journey. And it was, students don't care what you know until they know that you care. And I'll let that resonate with folks. And I'll say it again. Students don't care what you know until they know that you care. That quote is very powerful for me. I think about the story that I just told you all with Casey and the care that Casey gave to me, and me not knowing why, but finding his why through the care he had in me. And it opened me up to things. It opened me up to learning from him. So I want everyone to like take those words with you and think about how you're building relationships with your teachers, your students, each other. And think about, how do people know that you care? And then we can build from there, and I'll connect it to the zone. We build a bridge that way. So one last time, students don't care what you know until they know that you care.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Matt Davidson. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I get to be the proud impact director for the Water Zone for our schools in Astoria, Long Island City, Queens. I'm also going to share something from our water founding story. So water is a powerful metaphor for social change, seeking various levels, and therefore touching and connecting all things. Flowing around what it cannot move, making good things grow, acting as a solvent on things that are stuck, and putting out fire. Water is also the ideal metaphor for an idea around the servant leader who leads through service, example, and assistance rather than through power and authority. So for the AmeriCorps members and the staff that work alongside me in our Astoria and Long Island City Queens school partnerships, they know this about me. This is a metaphor that we often, and that I personally try to hold myself to, and a concept that I come back to a lot to guide my work. Humility, peace, stillness, yet one with strength and one who is a connector. All of these characteristics I find super vital for myself and for us in this work. As we move ahead in this year, and we're so privileged to work in education and equity, social change, and justice, I urge us all, myself included, to spend more time with this founding story and this metaphor of water in terms of leadership. It is offered to us by the Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu from the Tao Te Ching. And I want us to think about how we can hold ourselves to be more like water in our work.
Good afternoon again, everyone. I am stepping in for Dom, who had to unfortunately step out for a last-minute family emergency. She gets to be the impact director for the Cathedral Building Zone and wanted to share this quote with you all. It often took several generations and thousands of laborers to build a single cathedral. Many would work their entire lives knowing that they would never see the cathedral's completion. We may have the opportunity in our lives to contribute to the creation of something great, something larger than ourselves. Our specific role may at times seem minor relative to the larger effort, but each role, each activity contributes in some way to the larger goal. It's a perfect metaphor for what this year is like. Throughout the course of the year, you may not be able to see or recognize the small wins that you are having, or the progress that is being made. But know that over time, the work that you are doing, along with all of the people who have come before you, is steadily making change and impact on the lives of the students that we get to work with. So thank you for that. Know that you may not see the change that is happening all the time, but it is there.
Thank you to all my fellow impact directors. Thank you, Manda, for sharing on behalf of Dom. Now I'd like to introduce you to Stephen Line, Senior Civic Engagement Manager, to share a little bit about our civic engagement team.
My name is Stephen Line. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I proudly serve as the Senior Civic Engagement Program Manager. Each year, a small but mighty group of senior corps members return to serve our students in a unique way through physical service with an emphasis on building community and connecting our supporters to our work. The New York Civic Engagement Team, or NICE Team, finds its roots in the spirit of community and volunteerism on which City of New York was founded. My quote is from Margaret Mead: "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." Even though the NICE team is only 6 members strong, this small group of thoughtful and passionate corps members are dedicated to using the power of teamwork to transform, to inspire, and to succeed. Our team is excited to take on the challenges that this year has thrown in front of us and are embracing the opportunity to build and grow our work and to find new ways to have an impact on the communities that we serve.
Thank you, Stephen, for your words. A lot of people work together to make service at City of New York possible. You, the Corps, are of course an important ingredient, and we appreciate you for all of the great things you'll achieve this year. Whether you're a team leader, a member of the NICE team, just starting out or returning for another year, this work would be impossible without you. We'd like to especially give a shout out to our returning AmeriCorps members for dedicating themselves to another year. In fact, this Corps has the largest number of returning members in City Year New York history, and that's amazing. I see some woos in the chat. Thank you all for returning to us with your hard-earned wisdom. Thank you. In addition to our core, our staff makes service possible behind the scenes in ways that aren't always visible, but are vital to keeping the site moving forward. We're here to support you and make sure you get Zoom links, Metro cards, school updates, and so on. And last but not least, our sponsors and board members help provide us with the resources we need to stay in schools throughout the city. Let's take a moment to hear from some of our greatest champions.
Hi everybody, my name is Michelle Masali and I work at Santander Bank. I'm also a board member of City Year New York and I am so proud of all the work that City Year does. I know you all have your work cut out for you this year in particular, and I want to thank you personally for making the commitment and doing the work that is so very important. I wanted to let you know why Santander supports City Year. Santander supports City Year because we believe in equality and education. We also believe in access to academic resources that children need to set them up for success this year and in years to come. We believe in investing in our communities, and we believe in giving back and building up. Having said all that, I want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart for all of the effort that you have made to get here and all of the work you're about to do. Best of luck to everybody and have a great year. Thank you.
Hello, City Year AmeriCorps members. My name is Dorothy Sumption. I'm a Director of Investor Relations at Bain Capital. I'm so sorry I can't be there in person with you today. It is always one of my favorite days of the year, but I have faith that we'll be meeting again in person in the future. This year, my firm, Bain Capital, is proud to sponsor City Year teams in Boston, Providence, San Jose, and New York City, my hometown. Our firm is a longtime believer in the mission of City Year because we recognize that the systemic inequity inherent in our education system is one of our nation's most pressing challenges. We pride ourselves in our ability to analyze a challenge and come up with creative solutions at Bain Capital, just the way City Year does as well. Now more than ever, you all are on the front lines of this challenge. And a big part of the solution for the students in New York City today. I cannot express to you how important your work is and how grateful we are that you have dedicated a year to serving our communities. So thank you so much for giving this year of your lives to service, and I wish you the best of luck.
Hi, I'm Claire Klausner.
And I'm Matt Waldman, and we're both Senior Associate Consultants here at Bain & Company in New York. At Bain, we've been proud supporters of City Year for so many years because of the positive impact that the organization has on students across the city. Specifically, the focus on ABCs, attendance, behavior, and coursework, has especially allowed City Year to play a critical role in addressing education equity for those that are most in need throughout all of our New York communities.
We recognize that with the challenges brought about by COVID, for students to engage productively in school, there has never been a more important time for the near-peer mentoring that core members provide to get students in school and on track. We at Bain are excited to continue another year learning, partnering, and engaging with a new group of core members. Although this year will look very different from others, we're extremely excited to be kicking off the school year of City Year and are looking forward to all the ways that City Year will continue to innovate to support the students and communities of New York City. Happy opening day!
Why does Red Nose Day support City Year? Red Nose Day is about bringing people together to end child poverty, one nose at a time. The funds we raise help to ensure that kids are safe, healthy, and educated here in the US and abroad. And City Year is an important part of that. Red Nose Day, with the support of our wonderful partner, Comcast NBC Universal, recognizes City Year's unique approach to supporting systemically underserved schools, proudly sponsoring 22 City Year teams here in the US. My name is Brianna Brown, and on behalf of the entire team here at Red Nose Day, we are thrilled to support you all through your year of service.
These are such unconventional times, but I think it is beautiful, the things that we learn. I believe that there's no love lost, in the words of affirmations that I just see pop up in the chat and things like that is just beautiful. So we might not have that in-person interactions, but I do believe we still can share the positivity and other things of that nature with each other. So just wanted to share that mid-joy. Our next speaker is a long-time supporter of City Year New York. She has been one of our greatest supporters and champions and is always in our corner. Please welcome NBC Universal Senior Vice President and Chief Talent Officer, Kara Stein.
Hi, everyone. On behalf of Comcast NBC Universal, thank you, City Year, for inviting me to celebrate opening day and be part of this inspirational event as you begin your year of service. Today, as 200 of you take the oath of service to proudly serve with City Year, you have the power to help New York City students and schools realize their full potential. Over the next few weeks, more than 3,000 young people serving in 29 cities across the country will zip up their City Year jackets, whether they're wearing them to schools or in a virtual environment, to help prepare more than 220,000 students with the skills and mindsets to thrive in school and in life. During this unprecedented time, this pandemic has revealed the existing barriers and underscored the systemic inequities our students and schools face. The support you will provide to students this year will be critical to ensuring that they continue to feel connected, a sense of belonging, and have the resources they need to reach their full potential. This is no small commitment. Your work truly matters. It matters to Comcast NBC Universal, it matters to the community, and most importantly, it matters to the students you will serve. Yes, because of the unusual circumstances this year, there will be more obstacles to overcome. But that is what City Year AmeriCorps members do best, and we know that you are as dedicated as ever. We at Comcast NBC Universal believe deeply in City Year's mission and the immeasurable impact you will have in the lives of students this year. It's why Comcast NBC Universal is honored to have sponsored more than 188 teams of City Year AmeriCorps members since the beginning of the partnership. This year, in partnership with Red Nose Day, we'll sponsor a collective 23 teams of City Year AmeriCorps members across 16 City Year cities like this one. In total, Comcast NBC Universal has invested more than $115 million in total support since 2001, including sponsoring teams of more than 1,800 AmeriCorps members, serving a total of 3.1 million hours to impact more than 137,000 students. We are so proud to support the incredible work you will do each day this year as part of City Year. We're also thrilled to have expanded our partnership with City Year over the past 3 years to provide access to more digital, computer science, and coding experiences for students in systemically under-resourced schools to help the students build the critical skills needed to succeed in today's digital economy. We know that this year will be an incredibly unique year of learning and development for New York City students. But this year, it's also about you. The leadership skills you will learn and develop during this service year will set you apart. I know we will be cheering you on for your journey ahead. Thanks.
Now, let's please welcome co-chair of the City Year New York Advisory Board to say a few words. She is the Senior Vice President and General Counsel for one of our national sponsors, New York Life Insurance Company, and a huge believer in what City Year can accomplish. Please welcome Natalie Lamarck.
Hi, everybody. It's Natalie Lamarck, She Series. Lee, you've been doing an amazing job. And I just want to talk a little bit about what drew me to City Year. I'm born and bred in New York, Brooklynite, and my parents were immigrants from Haiti. And the story that David Latore just told was exactly my mother's story. She came to this country without speaking English and had to take her exams. And just like David, she had to figure out how to get it done. And she was supported by people like City Year. It will be a hard year, but I have to say that I think that the core members this year will have a sense of purpose and focus like no other. My husband is also a public school teacher in Brooklyn, and I can tell you that the teachers are going to need you more than they ever have. The students are going to need you more than they ever have. And also, you're going to need one another. As hard as this year will be, I think it will be the most fulfilling experience of your life. And you will never forget your COVID-19 core service. So when you need words of encouragement, think about all the people that support you and all the people that you're supporting. And I cannot tell you how proud we are as a board of all the work that you do every single day. And now it is my honor to lead you this year in the City Year Pledge. The pledge emphasizes the values that are important to us at City Year New York. And those values are openness, diversity, inclusion, community building, and service to a cause greater than self. With this pledge, you will become not only a City Year AmeriCorps member, but you will solidify your commitment as an individual to do good in this world and in New York City. So I'm going to ask the core members at home to stand and recite the pledge with me. Now, normally we would do this together in person, sharing each other's company and energy. So I want you to please say the pledge right now with that same spirit. All right, are you all ready? I pledge to serve as a City Year member to do the very best of my ability, to honor the rules and expectations of City Year, to respect my colleagues and the people and communities we serve, to provide excellent service, to lead by example and be a role model to children, to celebrate the diversity of people, ideas, and cultures around me, to serve with an open heart and an open mind, to be quick to help and slow to judge, to do my best to make a difference in the lives of others, and to build a stronger community nationwide and the world for all of us.
Thank you for that, Natalie. Thank you for your words of wisdom, encouragement, and leading us through that pledge. I'm big on energy, and I could just tell from like your tone, I just feel the wisdom and all of the things that you have to offer, not only as a member of staff, but core. And I'm sure others had to feel that as well. Now, to read the AmeriCorps Pledge, I'd like to introduce a person who will be one of your greatest, and I mean one of your greatest advocates this year. Please welcome our captain and leader. I said our captain and leader, Executive Director of City Year New York, Laura Ham.
Awesome. Thank you, Lee. Thank you so much, Natalie, and everybody who shared. As I shared with the core in an email earlier this week or last week, I'm just back from maternity leave. And so tonight has been kind of the shot of inspiration that I didn't even know I needed. So just thank you for all of you and to the core members who shared their stories in the beginning. It was amazing, and I'm motivated and excited to serve alongside you. My name is Laura Hand. Like Lee said, my pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I get to serve as the executive director here at City Year New York. I started my City Year and had my opening day similar to you this year back in 2004 here in New York. I chose to serve because I was eager to live and work in a diverse community, and I wanted to do my part to make the world in this beautiful and brutal city better. One city year led into 2, into 3, and now I've been here 16 years, and I continue to be passionate about our service with students, with the core member experience, and with this beloved city. As the numbers of speakers have mentioned, and as you all know very well, this year is different than previous ones. In many ways, no matter our tenure at City Year, this is a first for all of us. And at times it feels daunting, but I want you all to remember what I think of often is that the spirit of City Year in New York was forged in the aftermath of the devastation of September 11th. This spirit of togetherness and community and volunteerism fueled our early work at City Year in New York as we partnered with the larger New York City community to rebuild after 9/11. In a lot of ways, our work this year will be reminiscent of that time. We're going to continually be asking ourselves how we move forward amidst so much uncertainty and pain. And we'll support and guide and depend on one another this year, and we'll forge through the path through uncharted territory, just as our founding core and staff did in 2003. So I hope that you feel galvanized by the challenges and opportunities that await you this year, and by the resilience that truly defines New York, because our students are counting on us and we will be there for them. Like Lee said when he introduced me, I'm your number one advocate. I'm here for you. I believe so much in you and your work and this service, and I'm grateful that you've committed this year to service. And I want you to know that you're not alone in your commitment. And City Year is not alone in its work across the community. So in fact, over 75,000 Americans have chosen to serve alongside you this year in a variety of different AmeriCorps programs across 21,000 different locations. So just as you recited the pledge with Natalie earlier to signify the beginning of your City Year service, it's time to also launch your year of service with AmeriCorps. So I'm going to ask you, as Natalie did, to read along with me with enthusiasm and commitment as we pledge, as we do the AmeriCorps pledge. So I'll read a sentence, and then from home, you repeat after me. I will get things done for America to make our people safer, smarter, and healthier. I will bring Americans together to strengthen our communities. Faced with apathy, I will take action. Faced with conflict, I will seek common ground. Faced with adversity, I will persevere. I will carry this commitment with me this year and beyond. I am an AmeriCorps member, and I will get things done. Thank you. I can't wait to meet you all. Appreciate you committing a year to service. Back to you, Lee.
Yep. Congratulations, everyone, on being officially sworn in as a City Year New York AmeriCorps member. You made it through PST, and you're about to embark on a journey that you'll remember for the rest of your lives. This is, of course, a time to help students who need it the most, but also remember to take care of yourselves. This year is a marathon, and it is important to refuel and reflect as you go along. Remember that we're facing challenges bigger than many of us have ever faced before. Be kind, be compassionate, and advocate for yourself and your students. You will do great things this year. Congratulations and good luck. I'll see you all in another virtual space. Stay safe, stay strong, keep moving forward.